So before I get too far into this review, I have to make an apology. To the Electric State, I'm sorry. Thanks to Disney's Snow White, I now know what a waste of money truly is. What a dumpster fire truly is. And you didn't deserve the harsh criticism that I gave you in my last review. No. Thanks to Disney's Snow White, I understand that it would be so much harder to make a more offensive movie than what I've just watched. The only way it could be topped is if someone created a big budget reproduction of my own conception, with my parents literally playing the roles of my parents, porking on television while the concession stand handed out rusty needles to small children for the amusement of others. No, that's the only way that I can imagine that anything could be worse than what I just watched. I'm sorry, the Electric State, you didn't deserve that. So, without further ado, here is the review of Snow White and the 7 Days at the Box Office. Now, that opening didn't tell you what I feel about this movie. Strap in, it's about to get a lot worse. In fact, we're going to start a new segment just for this. In fact, I've got a little notes here. I'm gonna read. So let's see. It's time for a new segment called Fake Reviews, where I express my opinions of this movie by pretending to speak for the audience members that watched the film with me. And since I was the only one in the theaters, all of this is made up. So, quote, Snow White gave me John Wick fantasy experience, and that it felt like I was watching my dog get beaten to death for 2 hours. Quote, I went with my husband and 2 children, but my son got sick during the previews, so my husband went outside to see to him. Meanwhile, my daughter and I watched this movie, and if Disney is going to keep making movies of this quality, then I'll swallow before I have more children to keep me from watching slop like this again. Quote, I didn't see the movie because my son got sick, but my wife said something about swallowing, so I loved this movie. It saved our marriage. Edit. She filed for divorce and said I could have custody. So, those are what I imagined the non-existent audience would have said, because this movie is egregiously bad. Like, worse than I thought was physically possible. I cannot adequately express how bad it was, but I'm gonna try. So, first and foremost, right up front, heavy spoilers for this movie. I am doing you a favor because you deserve your money more than Disney for this absolute dumpster fire. Now, for some reason, if you still want to see this movie, please stop watching now. But if you really want to save your money because you have better things to do with it than spend it on absolute trash and ruining your childhood, then strap in and we're about to get started. So, the movie starts with heavy exposition, all about, oh, this is Snow White's name. She got it because she was born in a snowstorm and all this stuff, which is like, why wouldn't you just call her Snow? Or, I don't know, Frost, or literally anything than Snow White. That's a weird name for a blizzard, a blizzard baby. It's weird. But I understand they had to change it because of the controversy with the actress playing the role. So you'd think, oh, this is just their way to explain it so that these jerks, they're going to say something about it being a thing. Nope, they literally sing about it 3 more times in the movie. And for the record, on the songs, there are like 10 songs in this movie. For the record, the original Snow White had 2. You had Whistle While You Work and Hi Ho, Hi Ho, which means that the absolute worst part of any Disney remake, which is the crappy new songs, you can look at literally any example of a new Disney remake, that's 80% of the songs. This movie is a musical, I want to remind you. Unlike the original that just had 2 songs in it randomly, this is trying to be a musical, and it's so bad, it's so cringe. Now, can the actors and actresses sing? Yeah, no, they're fine. Unfortunately, all of the songs are hot garbage and make me want to violently retch every time they start. It starts, literally the first minute of the movie starts with the song, and it literally made me, I think, I've got the notes here. Let's see. Note number 3. Literally is, shoot me. I'm writing this sloppy. I was writing it in the movie. So, grand opening, named after the snow, shoot me. Literally the third thing that I put down. Original music, early and bad. Costumes are oversaturated. What is the number to the suicide hotline? First song is too long. All of these notes are within the first 5 minutes of the movie. I was in pain watching this absolute atrocity. I cannot express enough how much this hurt. Let's see. Oh, first song too long. So much exposition. Excuse me. Snow White gets turned into a servant. Crazy. She's gone crazy and starts talking to animals. Cringy Gal Gadot. Hamming it up. Like, literally, she reminded me of Rita Repulsa. You know, the remake Power Rangers. You know, the Rita from that, how she's just hamming it up. Oh, I'm sure that Gal Gadot, and by extension the lady that played Rita, absolutely enjoyed themselves. The problem is, nobody watching is enjoying it. Like, I'm not here to watch an actress completely ham it up on the screen while she tries to be as cartoonishly evil as possible and also insufferable. She gets a song, an entire song about how cartoonishly evil it is. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. Now, I will say, Gal Gadot is the highlight of the movie. Not only is she one of the best things to look at because she looks great and her wardrobe's amazing, also her transformation into the Hag, which happens far later in the movie, like the original, it actually looks good. It's really good special effects. It's also like 15 seconds, and it's the best part of the movie. I'm not kidding. This movie is so bad. I don't think I can convey this enough, but I'm going to try. I will venture to do it, damn it. So anyway, the movie starts with heavy exposition, a ridiculous song, and, oh look, ridiculously oversaturated costumes, which look like they belong in a musical for a stage play, or, I don't know, a Renaissance fair. It doesn't belong on the big screen. These look like they were bought from Temu. They're atrocious. And then suddenly, oh no, the mother dies, and then the queen shows up. Now, does the queen get a backstory, origin story for her fucking name? No, she doesn't get a name. She's the queen, your highness, all this stuff. She's evil, you don't understand. Great, what is her name? Still don't know, haven't known, never known. You can give Snow White some bullcrap backstory for her name to fit your agenda, but you can't do it for the only other character in the movie that originally was there? No. Okay. So then the queen takes power. She thoughts her way into power and gets the king killed. Okay, no surprise. I get it. She then turns our heroine, which feels like, again, handing out heroin needles, a horrible haircut. So now for the rest of the movie, she's going to have that nice Lord Farquaad haircut for the rest of the movie and look atrocious. And you go into it, it's like, instead of killing this kid, which there's no reason not to, the queen doesn't have any heirs. Eventually, she's not going to be there anymore. Why would you keep the only potential heir to this kingdom around if you didn't want her? Like, it's stupid. I hate it. But then suddenly, she helps some rando who's apparently the replacement for the prince, who's just a bandit, who's stealing rolls and potatoes and whatever the hell else. And because Snow White goes to help this guy, the mirror's like, oh, I see inner beauty in this, da-da-da-da-da. And now the queen wants to kill her. Okay, y'all are all stupid. Every one of you, this is the stupidest thing. Makes no sense. So then you get the huntsman part of the story. Give me her heart in this box, and whatever. So the huntsman goes and takes her out to the apple orchard field, and all this kind of stuff. And the huntsman's like, go, get away, before I change my mind. Now, unlike the original story, where he kills, I don't know, a boar or a deer and puts its heart in the box, he puts an apple in there. So, even if the queen didn't have a magic mirror to check, she still would have found out immediately that this guy is an absolute liar and douchebag. It's like, not even going to try to cover your tracks. Like, even the dishonest acts of good characters in this are stupid. Like, everything in this movie is stupid. So Snow White escapes into the forest of, I don't know, the acid trip forest is what we're going to call it. Because everything in it made me go, okay, when did we fall into a cartoon that was poorly done? And she gets introduced to all of these random animals. Like, I don't know, I swear to God, it looked like Bambi. And really looked like Bambi was leading her along into this cottage where obviously the 7 dwarves are going to show up. And the 7 dwarves themselves absolutely look... they look like they're from the sequel to Polar Express that never happened. These are some of the ugliest characters I have ever seen, and every single second that they're on the screen, it's painful to watch. But I know what you're thinking. The 7 dwarves took the place of those 7 bandits that showed up. Nope, the fuck they didn't. Both of them are there. You've got 2 sets of absolutely aggravating and irritatingly horrible eyesores. And by pandering to everybody, it appeals to nobody. This movie is garbage. I don't know how else to say it. It's so bad. The only redeeming factor I could ever see for this movie is if, for some reason, they made a Gremlins reboot, and all of the Gremlins go into the theater to watch the new Snow White instead of the original, and as soon as it comes on, they all gasp, and they start melting like they're looking into the face of the sun. That might redeem this movie just an iota, in my opinion. But no, it's not going to happen. So no, this movie is the worst thing I have ever seen. And I mean that. I genuinely mean that. In the comments below, please tell me a movie you think is potentially worse than this. Because I've been thinking about it for the last 24 hours. I can't think of one. They're bad. It's so bad. Alright, I'm going to end the video here because I can only crap on a movie for so long. Because this is so egregiously bad. But I'm sure you've got better things to do. So if you'd like to go and watch Snow White in theaters right now, see a doctor and ask for a second opinion. It's a bad idea. You shouldn't do it. Your mental health is better than that. I love you. But if you still do, it's in theaters right now. Regretfully, give Disney your money. Now, if you like this video, feel free to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. New videos come out at least twice a week, and hopefully more will be coming out very soon. If you'd like to let me know what you thought of Snow White, because you suffered through it too, I'm here for you. Seriously, please. Go ahead, caller, I'm listening. But if you can think of movies that you think are worse than Snow White, either because you think that you want to see me suffer, I love you, please don't. Leave them in the comments below so that I can potentially say that they're worse or better, or why would you want me to suffer like that? Please, God, don't. But anyway, until next time, make sure you check up on your friends and family, especially those that just saw Snow White, because they probably need the support. And until next time, we'll see you at the movies, unless you're going to see Snow White. Bye-bye.